Hello everyone. So it's me Raj and we
Yeah.
both Alok.
Hi guys, I'm Alok. So we both have collaborated on working on a decentralized app. We have come up with a practical application of library management. So we have used a decentralization app for the backend, and we are planning to use this application to manage books in a library. Raj, can you continue with the softwares we have used?
Yep. So we used Ganache. Ganache is a local in-memory blockchain. It gives an ability it starts with it gives like 10 accounts along with some sample Ethereum balances. So it runs on your local machine and you can actually use them for your programming. And there is MetaMask. MetaMask is a Google Chrome extension. So it gives an ability that we can switch to different accounts which have been actually created by Ganache. So it shows as if a different user has logged in and they are consuming or they are spending their specific block chain, so their specific Ethereum. And we have used Trufflebox. Trufflebox is the sample project, which is a pet shop box project. So we just used it to quickly initiate the project, and then we customized it, and then we started adding our code to it. Can I move to the next slide, Alok?
Yeah, that sounds good. Uh, so what you see here is a brief intro to the project that we have done. So our project, just like any other blockchain technologies, uses smart contracts to manage a list of books in library. So we can add, remove books as an admin user who manages the library, and as a user who is using the services, you can check out a book and return it using this application.
Yep.
So can you go to the basic design information here?
Yes, as we
Raj?
have spoken in the first slide, so here the Ganache is actually, providing the list of the accounts and their balances. Our code is actually, accessing that through the smart contract, and then it is published to the browser through the server. There is a light server which gets initiated through a node. Then our code, which includes the JavaScripting code and the HTML code, will interact with the will be using that MetaMask extension and fetches the account information and then passes it to the backend code as well. So this is the basic design, and let me move to the next slide. Look.
Okay. Yeah, so now you see a basic, the view of our app. So we have two main screens, one for the admin and another for all the users that use it. So admin is the one who manages library, as told before. So they have the admin, whoever they are, they'll have two main responsibilities. One to add the books and the other to remove. So if any new stock comes in, they can add in those books. And if any books have been damaged or can't be returned, they'll be removing them from their database. As a user who wants to read books, they will be going through the list, which shows the status whether it's available or not. And then based on what they want, they either check them out, or once they're done, they can return it.
Yep. So shall we quickly jump into the code and then do a code walk?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yes, mainly the main program includes the backend, which is a Solidity program. It's library.sol, the file that you're able to see, and the front end code can be segregated in between the JavaScripting functions and then the index.html. So we'll do the code walkthrough. So maybe Alok, can you start describing the Solidity file?
Sure, yeah. So we write a smart contracts using Solidity. As you see here, we have the contract library, which has a struct of book. So book has 5 features that we define. One is the ID, the name of the book, the author, and if it is available, or the availability in the library, and the user who has checked it out in case it's not available for others. So as you see down below, we have a mapping of index or the ID of the book to the whole book structure itself. And then we have the num books, which holds the total number of books that is present in the library. Then we come below to the constructor of the Solidity file, which by default adds 10 books into the library by making use of the function add book. So the function below add book takes in the book name, the author name, and then adds it to the map with the other parameters in it. So this function can also be used by the admin user to add a book into the library. Next, we have a remove book, which the admin user uses to remove a book from the library database. So here what we do, we remove the book from the map that we have locally, and we resize it to indicate the number of books has been reduced. Next, for the user, we have a checkout option. This is when the user wishes to take a book from a library or rent it out. We have three main functions here. One, we make sure that book is available indeed for the user to take. And second, we set it the availability to false, indicating it is no longer available for others. And then we make sure that that particular book is tied to the private key of the user, so that we know which user is indeed using that book. Next, once the book has been used, the user can return using this function, which again has three basic functionalities. One, we make sure that the book is indeed not available in the library, and the same user who is trying to return it has indeed checked it out before. So that is the requirement before we head further. Next, we set the book back available again in the library. And third, we unmap the user from the book by initializing or by setting the user parameter in the book struct to 0. So can you go through the front end for us, Raj?
Yeah, sure. So the in the front end we have initiated with this app, and one beautiful thing that Alok had actually come up with is tagging a specific account to be an admin account. For that, when Ganache is being started, we have different addresses, right? I mean, for different users. So one user address will be taken. So let's suppose this user, which ends with 8A36. So this has been hard coded here, so that I mean this will be identified as the admin user. Whoever is the user who logs in or switches through the MetaMask, they will be identified as generic users. So within this, once the application gets started, I mean once it is deployed, it takes the total number of the books, and there are promise functions now from here. So it iterates through all the list of the books. So it makes sure that the lists are empty here. So I mean the drop downs that we are actually building, and then we are building a table, a dynamic table, and within the table we are showing the availability and non-availability through a visual indicators, which gives visually identifiable whether that book is present or not. And the entire table gets built, and once it is built, it will be rendered onto the front end. And the main things that we can actually highlight in the HTML is, once this table is been filled, there are different form elements that we are showing here. So the actions can be segregated in between admin and generic user, right? So generic user will have two different actions. So one is they can check out a book. So like what Alok said, I mean that specific function will be called. So they can even return a book. So these two actions will be specific to that generic user. So for that reason, we do have two different functions. So one is checking out and then returning the book. The other two actions that are available are specific to admin, and admin can add a book or they can remove a book. So these two specific functions are directly related to the admin. So how about seeing this application in action, Alok? Shall we?
Yeah, that's what we are waiting for. So let's first deploy the smart contracts.
Yep. Yeah, I see the smart contracts got deployed successfully, and I am running server and deploying this application, hosting it on a website. The moment I do it, this particular site get invoked, and it is running on localhost here, and I'm able to see that it is on admin account. The reason is, so let's see to which account this particular MetaMask is being loaded. So I see this 8A36, right? So if I go to MetaMask, so here the account is 8A36. So, and I can shift to a different account. So if I shift to another user, if you see, this is 94BB. So 94BB is a different user. So if I log in as this user and refresh, look at this view. So instead of admin account, so I see that it as user account. So user account has different actions. So why don't you walk us through it, a look on the user?
Let me be the user 94BB for now. So let's say I want to check out the book Micro. So first I see is it is available indeed in the library. I can see a green signal. So let's see if that is available in the drop down for checking out. So I see the I wanted a Micro from Michael Crichton.
Okay.
The last but second one.
Yeah, Micro.
Yep. So it is available and I can select it. So let's check it out for now.
Okay.
So yeah, I need to burn gas for checking out book because we are communicating with smart contract and blockchain in the back.
Shall I confirm?
Yes.
Okay, Alok. So yeah, Alok just confirmed, and then so Alok checked out that book, and now if you see, that specific book is showing as not available, and it is not in the list of the books to select, and it is. Please go ahead.
Yeah, and I see in the book to return as well, which is good. Yeah.
So shall we jump to a different user and see whether this book is available?
Let's see if, that book is not available, and also make sure that another user is not able to return that book.
Yeah. So let me shift to a different user. So I moved to a different user. I mean, I logged in as I shifted to a different user in the MetaMask. So this is ending with D0B. So D0B is this account. So once I move, I'll just refresh it. If you see that this book is available for return for the earlier user. Now I logged in as a different user. This user is not having any books, but at the same time, that Micro book is not available for checking out. So
So let's say as this user, I want to check out Digital Fortress from Dan Brown.
Okay. Nice
check
book.
it out and confirm with agreeing to pay for the gas. Okay.
So now the second book is being checked out, and this is available for return to the second user. So there are 2 books which are not available, and those 2 books are not listed in the list of the books for checking out.
Available for checkout. Yeah. So now as the first user, I want to return back Micro. So can I go back and return it?
Yep. Okay. So this is the user. I'll just refresh the screen. Here, so you want to return Micro.
Yeah, let me return it.
Confirm on burning the gas.
Yes.
Micro is been listed.
Yeah, but now the admin who has received the book feels the book is no longer in good condition for lending it out anymore.
Okay.
So the book has been damaged. So can we switch to the admin account and try to remove that book Micro from the library?
Yes, let's make sure that we'll log in as the admin user. So as Alok said, Micro has been damaged. So as a librarian, so as an admin, we need to remove that book from the list of the books. So I select that specific book here and I click on remove. So even admin account will burn the gas for it. So he or she confirms, and that book is no longer available in the list of the books, and even it will not be available for checking out for the other users. And let's suppose we got a new book. Okay, Alok. So let us add a new book to the library.
Yeah, let's make the users more happy.
So I got a book by name My Experiments with Truth by Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, And we wanted to add this book and make it available for the users to check out. So we click on add book. So this is a runtime edition instead of the list of the books which are getting added by the constructor. So this is during the runtime we are adding the list of the books. So yeah.
We are trying to make this application more practical friendly.
So now the book is added and it is readily available for the other users. So this is in a nutshell that we were able to encompass all the activities of a library, and applying whatever that we have learned during the class. We are grateful that Amit sir had actually taught us and gave us a practical implementation of it, and I'm equally thankful to be associated with Alok.
Yeah, the same feeling goes here. Thanks a lot, Raj, for all the support. And Amit sir, yeah, it's been great. I have very few subjects that I've taken here, where we have actually implemented something that can be used. So it's a wonderful feeling to do that.
Thank you so much. We will be uploading our document along with this video and the GitHub repository for the code.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks. Bye.